Network World. We here in California with my main man, James. He's also my brother, PIC TV Network Business Manager. Man, let's talk about California, man. How long you been living here?
I was born and raised here, David. Born and raised, 1970. Now, what's interesting, my parents met here. They were, my dad had just gotten out of the Korean War.
Wow.
And my mom was with her siblings. They were part of that great migration coming out of Louisiana.
Wow.
And they met 1958.
Okay.
They got married in 1960.
So, Doc, tell me, man, because, you know, when I look at Boys in the Hood, man, I look at, come on over here, man. When I look at Boys in the Hood, man, I was scared of the city, man. I was backing at that, yeah.
It was crazy, brother. It was really the Wild Wild West. It really was.
Wow.
And there was even a stat, because I grew up in that era.
Okay.
There was even a stat that if you made it past 21 and 25, bro, you did it. Brothers were shooting each other up. The drugs came in.
Wow.
And that just scaled things to the next level.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Man, let's talk about Skid Row. When I went there 3 months ago, man, I never seen nothing like that in my life. And you know, we in the midst of a voting system with a president getting ready to come into a new office in my city in DC. Mm-hmm. But when I went to Skid Row, man, I haven't seen nothing in my life like that. Talk about that, Doc. Tell the world.
Our homeless population here in Los Angeles County, right? It's been reported to be 60 to 80,000 people.
Jesus.
Almost 60% of that are African American.
Wow.
Something happened. And we can look at the evolution when the crack epidemic happened. Mm-hmm. You had a lot of kids that were now being born addicted to drugs. Mm-hmm. So now you got the 90s, you got the 2000s. Mm-hmm. Now these people are adults.
Wow.
And many people did not recover from drugs. I know plenty of people that did, mm-hmm. but even more did not recover from the crack epidemic.
Wow.
And so I think we just have, I don't know what it is. I believe a lot of people are coming from out of state too. Mm-hmm. I used to work with homeless youth.
Wow.
And many of them were coming because they wanted the Hollywood status, you know, trying to be actors and singers and artists. And so many of them came.
Okay.
Some came from an abusive family to come here,
right,
only to find themselves living on the street.
Wow.
And so there's a network of, believe it or not, there's a network of young people. Where I grew up in Leimert Park area in 2019, they just did they said it was 21% homeless increase among the youth.
Jesus.
Among the youth. And so they're very talented kids. They're very talented music, in the arts, and I just couldn't, these were my kids. My son was their age,
right,
or is their age, right, at that time. So it was really a hard thing for me to grasp, and then to see that they look like me.
Yeah.
Right? That's just something else.
And I see so much money down there by the Staples Center, down there by the alley, man, where so many people are buying items. So much money is in that area. But then when you go down Skid Row, in DC, we have homeless situations, CCNV. We have places for the homeless folk, but we can't compare.
That's because we got the weather. I mean, not to make look, it's September. What's the weather like in DC right now?
It's cool, man. It's real cool.
Okay.
Getting ready for the snow.
It's almost 85, 90 degrees outside here.
Wow.
We got, in LA, we have really two weathers, right? It's either going to be, warm, cool, but we don't have a winter where it snows, right? You can go 2 hours from here and you can see the snow-capped mountains.
Right, right.
And sometimes in this area where we are right now, it does get cool. It may get like minus 40. I mean, not minus 40, but about 40, 30 degrees. But that's in the morning. But by the time the day is now 60, 70 degrees.
Right.
So that's part of it too, right? But There's many reasons why someone is homeless. I don't know.
Wow.
And I think it's one of those situations where it's very heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Some have from a mental,
Mm-hmm.
they literally have mental health issues. Some just check out and they don't want to
Yeah.
deal with anything. They don't want to be responsible or paying bills. They might have been traumatized.
Yeah.
Listen, when I used to work for LA County Fire, there's a
Yeah, that's
really
right.
area.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Agora Hills.
Okay.
So this is mid '90s. There was a homeless white woman. Nice area, man. She's just so out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I found out was this lady had more money than anybody.
Wow.
She actually had a house on top of this great big hill.
Right.
But her kids died, her husband died tragically,
Yeah.
and it just sent her into this spiral. My
Yeah.
sister used to be mentored by this guy. He was a nuclear physicist.
Wow.
This is in the 80s. This was a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And she came across him because at one of the outdoor malls, she was doing her homework. And he asked her, hey, what are you doing? And I'm doing my homework. This guy broke out his, he started helping her. But this guy was a nuclear physicist
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
homeless.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Yeah. And this is what we're at today, folks. And we're in California with my man James on PIC TV network. And we're talking about some serious issues down here on Skid Row, man. And if you guys have never saw it before like me, I was culture shocked that this is in America happening, like a third world country. James lives here. Mm-hmm. This is his home. He's been here all his life. We're gonna come back and talk about what can we do to help right after this. Hey folks, we're right back here with my main man James from California, folks. We're talking about Skid Row and what can we do in the holiday seasons, James? You know, can we partnership with the Salvation Army, with the churches?
There's a plethora of things that we could do to help with this homeless crisis. Many people are talented, but I don't like waiting till the holidays to do things.
Wow.
Okay, you can't just wait till the holidays to help somebody and feel good. What we can do is, you know, imagine if you get a group of friends and you're just going out. There are organizations within your city. Let's say I know what's happening here in the city of Los Angeles. So there are a number of churches and organizations and individuals that do preaching on the street. I have a friend. Wow. He has a food ministry, and twice a week he goes to 5 different locations. Wow. And he goes downtown because that's where the food is, at the produce district. He gets their leftovers. And he drives around and hands out the food that's been left over that's going to the grocery stores. Wow. So this is good quality food, right? So try to support him, and, you know, just his Pastor Robert Honeycutt with Great Shepherd Outreach. Okay. Right. So just asking for those donations. I've collaborated with him on finding various types of grants and connecting him to organizations that could, you know, find funding for him. But it's just one of those things that they're going to always be there.
Wow, the poor we have what you always.
And so it's how do we handle that?
Yeah.
Right.
Now let's talk about, before we close the segment, James, the political aspect. And I know you don't like to get into this that much, but you know, the vice president's from here. We're not going to talk too much about this, but what can the political leaders do, Doc? If anything.
It's not the political leaders that have the power, folks. Wow. Dave. Wow. The political leaders don't have the power. It's the people.
Jesus.
And I tell my friends, my colleagues, I don't care who you're voting for, because that doesn't matter, especially on a national level. If you do not know who your local mayor, your city council, we have city councils here back east, they may be aldermen, right? If you don't know who your assembly people are, if you don't know somebody from your congressional district, your senators, if you don't understand where they are, because they're the ones that's making the vote. Yeah. They're the ones that's bringing in the money from the White House.
Wow.
And oftentimes I think our community We focus on the national election, but right in your own backyard,
Yeah.
right? The issues that are happening here in Los Angeles is way different from the South
In D.C.
and D.C.,
Mm-hmm.
up north,
Mm-hmm.
and middle of America. We got too many different issues.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of constituents don't even know the people we voting for, or don't
Yeah.
even know, like you said, the leaders in the community and in the political arena.
And I guarantee you, if we were to collaborate, if a community collaborates to drive the narrative to their local politicians, the things that they want in their community will begin to happen.
Wow.
Because it's about policies, right? It's not about how you feel, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the policies that are put in place. There are some policies that you don't know that's there, that's got the system where it is,
Right.
but we don't know how to fight against it. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You can't fight what you don't know and what you can't see.
Yeah. And you being a former fireman, you know how to put out fires, but you got to know where they are.
You got to know where they are. You got to know the time of day. Listen, I'm glad you said that. With fire, especially because I deal with brush fires, the wildland fires,
Wow.
right? My station was right in the middle of Malibu. When that burned in '93, we flew to the fires in a helicopter.
Wow.
Been over to Catalina up north, right? So each fire is different, Dave, believe it or not. A grass fire is different from a forest fire.
Okay.
The weather, all that takes place. The hottest part of the day is the most dangerous part of the day.
Wow.
That's a fire science. We got maps, we got scales that show that. We got certain areas, right, against the mountains. If you're fighting a fire at about 3 o'clock, the wind is blowing this way,
Mm-hmm.
and about 3, 4 o'clock, now the wind shifts
Wow.
and comes back down. But if you don't know that, if you're in that spot where that happens,
Yeah.
you're gonna be in trouble. Your fire tactics changes.
Wow.
And so I take that approach to how I deal with everything in my life. When I'm working with people, you know, when I'm doing work in the community, playing with my wife, playing with my kids, right? All that, I take all of that and put into, and from a biblical perspective for me as well,
Yeah.
right? Because when I went to go fight those fire, I had a helmet. That was my helmet of salvation. I had my jacket, right?
Yeah. Breastplate of righteousness.
Right?
Yeah.
I had my shoes.
Yeah. Feet sword.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my tools were my utility, things that was on my belt, my
Yeah.
water,
Yeah.
right? And so if you don't have those things when you're going out to go do the work, and you have to have a team. You can't do it by yourself.
There you go.
And I think when our community learns not to do things solo, but really get and begin to partner, we can hold the politicians, our local politicians, we can hold them more accountable.
Yeah.
If we want things to happen, we can hold them, and we can make a phone call that says, I got 20,000. You may not have the money, but I got 20,000 voters that says otherwise.
Wow. And James, we're going to come back before we close out, and I want you to give some shouts out to some people. You got millions of people watching right now, PIC TV Network.
Okay.
To your family, to your wife. But we're going to talk about the incarceration system, man, here. I don't know nothing about California, how it is.
Right,
But
right.
there's a lot of brothers and sisters who's behind bars, man. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes.
We gotta give God the glory.
Gotta give him the glory.
I know it's a lot of cats out here, but we gotta give God the glory.
Give him the glory.
You know what I mean?
And we all here together
That's right.
celebrating life
That's
and
right.
what God has for us in the future.
That's right.
Because our future looks bright. What you say?
Hey, you know what? You gotta give a shout out to PIC TV Network, my network. Now, come on, give some love up to it.
Hey, shouting out to the PIC TV
Yes, sir.
right here.
Let's go. Thank you, man.
Hello, America. This is David Evans, president of the PIC TV Network. I can't wait to see you on this Black Friday as we celebrate the 4th anniversary of the PIC TV Network. We are celebrating with you, wanting you to watch us on our television network, Roku Channel 1000, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The world will be watching. Want you to watch and celebrate with us as we give away the PIC TV Network Community Hero Awards, the PIC TV Network Mega Awards, and the PIC TV Network Gala Awards. It's going to be amazing, folks. You're going to meet all the managers of the PIC TV network, and everybody's going to celebrate our 4th anniversary. Our goal is 4 million subscribers and viewers, and I know you're going to be a part of this. Black Friday, 7 p.m., PIC TV network.
Hey, John Amos and Casey Amos, my son, here in the state of Colorado, to the entire PIC TV network. And congratulations to all the PIC TV nominees for the Mega Awards, Gala Awards, and Community Heroes Awards. PIC TV, your future looks very, very bright. We'll be watching you and wishing you all the best. This is a shout out to David Evans, the president of PIC TV. Keep it up. Don't get none on you.
Get ready to elevate your style with the exclusive PIC TV Network Studio Hat. Made for true TV enthusiasts like yourself, this limited edition hat is the perfect accessory to make you feel like a star. With one size fits all, you can rock this hat with confidence. Don't miss out on this opportunity to own a piece of the PIC TV network. Call 202-505-2837 or visit watchpictv.com to order yours today. Hurry, as these hats won't last long.
Fans, PIC TV Network. We're here with my main man James. I love this brother so much. We're brothers, man.
Yes, we are.
From a different mother, but the Heavenly Father. James, let's talk about for a minute. In California, there's a lot of brothers and sisters behind bars, incarcerated, man. I know nothing about your city and how that works. You tell me.
Well, you know, to me, it's a double-edged sword.
Wow.
Meaning, right, there were some things in places that was put in place for us, the police, really, and I'm for the police.
Yes, sir.
Because when we need them, we need to call them.
Yes,
I
sir.
have friends that were police officers. Matter of fact, one died in his duty here in Los Angeles, right? But it's just tough because what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Right, we had a lot of crime that was happening in the 80s, in the 90s, and that brought the 94 crime bill.
Wow.
Which
Talk
we had
about that, Doc.
the 3 strikes, so you can commit any type of crime and you get 3 strikes. And when you do 3 strikes, you automatically get 25 to life.
Mm.
And so many were unjustly put in jail. Mm-hmm. I remember growing up as a hardcore wannabe knucklehead, right, running around with the gangs. There was a couple of guys where the cops, they would come in and they would literally take that guy from the Crip neighborhood and take him to the jungles. Remember the movie Training Day?
Yeah, definitely.
So when Denzel had that, that was the jungles, right? Wow. It's actually called Baldwin Village. Okay, but we renamed it, called it the jungles, right? Mm-hmm. But there were guys, my old homies, the OGs, they would actually take them and drop them off in the jungle, hoping to get a fight.
Jesus. Right?
So those things did happen, right? It was unfair. I've been stopped unfairly, but once I showed my identification from the fire department, your light was out. Mm-hmm. It was, whatever, I'm just, never seen you before in the neighborhood. Like, okay, right? So those things do happen. They did happen. We got cameras now. Yeah. So we're able to expose all of that. But the thing is, we need to help those that are coming out right now.
Yeah, I love it.
Because they're coming out, but unfortunately, because they're going to come back to the same neighborhood, well, guess what? There's nothing there for them to do. Yeah. There are no jobs available.
And that's why, James, and I'm so glad you're talking about this. This is why we're flowing. And I'm going to tell everybody how God set this up. We were supposed to be at an event at the convention center, but something got rescheduled, and we decided to do a show here for you guys. Doc, in D.C., there's an explosion of gentrification going on, where the hood is not the hood no more. I'm talking about 14th Street. You don't see the prostitutes shooting up in the alleys on O Street. You don't see that. It's a whole different mindset and people coming into D.C. You really got to be you got to have $1 million to be broke in D.C.
Yeah.
where I live at. In certain areas, if you move out, you won't get back in.
Right.
Is that happening here in California?
That is happening here in Los Angeles. There's a change of the neighborhood. The neighborhood that I grew up in, at once upon a time, was white. African Americans. Matter of fact, my old neighbor, he's one of the first ones on the block.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so he moves in, and then, he's gradually seeing all this happening. And it's now becoming a shift change, right? And there are many issues and reasons, like an onion. You got to peel it back.
Yeah.
Sometimes our parents, they pass away, and the siblings sell the house.
Yep, that's what happened to me. That's what happened to us. And it was 9 of us. My mother, Evans, passed away. We went through devastation because that's my mom. It's 9 of us. And my father passed away, and we sold that house, 1014 Spring Road. The worst thing we could ever do. That house is worth almost $2 million now.
And what'd you guys sell it for?
Pennies.
Mm-hmm.
Pennies back in the late 90s, man.
And you split it up, and you probably don't even know what you did with the money.
Yeah, and I'm the youngest boy,
Right.
so man, I can't talk about my family bad on television.
Right,
man,
right. But
it was a
same
fight.
way. My mom's brother passed away, about 10 years ago, and the siblings simply sold the house.
Yep.
And they, it's an unfortunate thing, but it happens. But that's the only way to keep us. That's the thing that's going to keep us in that neighborhood.
There you go.
Either rent it, you can rent it, fix it up, do
Yep.
whatever, but.
And if you move out, you may never come back.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
And it's as we go forth in time, 2025, 2026, the housing system is different. And that's why I'm happy about your wife's book, man.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm happy about what she's doing. And you got to give a shout out to her before we close. And the kids doing.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to watch this, man.
Right, so I want to shout out to my lovely wife, Kimberly, 30 years. We've been married 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
And I have 2 kids. My son, Chauncey, he's 28. He just got married this year.
Okay.
And then my daughter, Kristen, she's 18. She's a gymnast at Sac State, so look out for her.
Yes, sir.
She's a wonderful gymnast. So I want to shout out to them and my other friends and family, to all the business owners out there, and more importantly, to you, PIC TV audience, for supporting David. Appreciate it, and for him bringing this type of information to us. Thank you, David. I appreciate you,
Happy
brother.
holiday.
Hey, finally trying to get together, man.
Y'all know.
And he photobombed me when we were in D.C.
People don't know how great the Congressional Black Caucus is.
It was awesome, David. And when I say awesome, I didn't understand. So there's a level of black networking here in Los Angeles, but out there,
It was a totally different
it
level.
was a totally different level. They loved us. They
You had
respected
political
us.
official events you were going
Yeah.
You gotta give a shout out to her, man.
Also, my local congressman, Sydney Kamlager, she's a SOAR, so I'm a Phi Beta Sigma. She's a Zeta, so shout out to her. Dove love there. So I met a lot of D9 out there.
Wow.
They're making things happen, Dave, and for our community on a whole nother level that I'd never experienced.
Yeah, man.
And that was my first time, and so we're looking to go back out there next year, and hopefully we're actually working on Kimberly speaking at these events.
Oh,
now.
man. Yeah.
So,
it's
yeah.
gonna be crazy, man.
Hey, it's gonna be a whole different
Yeah.
next year.
and everybody watching right now, this is my PIC TV Network business manager. He's one of my managers out in California. This is live. I'm in his world. This brother, we in Pasadena, right?
Yeah, we're
Right
in
from
Pasadena, yeah,
And
where the Rose Parade happens.
yeah, I want to thank God for you, man. It's the holiday season. Give a shout out to your staff, man. Some of the people who work with you, man. Give them some love.
I want to shout out our staff, our assistant director, Arna Fulcher, our project manager, Darren Ellerington, our assistant, my wife's assistant, her name is Amari Ellerington. And then our latest person is Ruth. And so I want to call her Johnson, but she got remarried, so please forgive me, Ruth. But more importantly, Dave, these are family members that we were able to hire.
God is good, man. God is so good. And I'm telling you, we're in the holiday seasons now. Show some love. You know, there's so many people out there who lost everything, you know, with Hurricane Helene coming through, man. Hurricane Milton coming through. People need help. And that's why PIC TV Network, we adopt the family over the holidays and we give them some toys for the kids. We give them a gift card to help out during the holiday season, just a little bit, you know. We do one family at a time. And I believe that somebody watching right now, go to www.watchpictv.com. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, you can call us on 202-505-2837. Send a donation to support PIC TV. We are your network where you can come on, do a spotlight interview. If you're in California, get in touch with my man James.
Thank you, Dave.
Do an interview. You know, we reaching millions of people on Roku television. Roku is one of the #1 streaming networks in the world. And I want to say thank you, James. This is our second show today, man.
It's our second show? Oh, goodness.
You trying to take my job, man. You trying to take the president's job. But I love you, dude. You just don't know how much I love you, man.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you.
Hey, don't forget, you like the hat, man? You like
I love the hat. Can I get it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody can get one.
I got to pay for it.
Yeah, it's the best,
I got it. Okay.
It's the best gift in the house, y'all. If you want a PIC TV Network hat, call 202-505-2837.
And he won't even let me put it on my head.
You can put it on like this, man.
Yeah, see, look at it. That's how you do me. I'm a stepchild here. I got it.
We love you, everybody. God bless.
Get ready to elevate your style with the exclusive PIC TV Network Studio Hat. Made for true TV enthusiasts like yourself, this limited edition hat is the perfect accessory to make you feel like a star. With one size fits all, you can rock this hat with confidence. Don't miss out on this opportunity to own a piece of the PIC TV network. Call 202-505-2837 or visit watchpictv.com to order yours today. Hurry, as these hats won't last long.